Where do you find this? Oh my God. I thought I turned off my camera when I did that, but oh no. Okay. Wait, how come how come Darren have the third person in there?
There's 4 of them now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's 4 of them now. It's not even 2.
Yes, I live with my family.
Was that like
Now
3
it's
screenshots? You like took one and then another one, and then another one.
I screenshot and then I just had to cut and paste myself in there.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah.
Wow.
This is what business school teaches you, okay?
Oh my God. That's why I lose hope in school.
Yeah, you literally make me lose hope. Like I don't even want to. You go to UBC and this is what you learn. So sad.
Oh, William. I named
Naruto,
the
yeah.
file of this photo Shadow Clone Jitsu. So you're on the right track. You're on the right track. That's what I named it.
Man, back then I big of time now, you know.
Yeah. William look like Naruto too.
Me too. I'm a big fan.
Wait,
So
what you mean I look like Naruto?
It's
Yeah,
a
you
good
look like
thing.
Naruto. Yeah, it's a good thing.
compliment. It's a compliment.
Isn't Naruto blonde?
no, Naruto have yellow.
Christy, we don't need the negativity here, okay? We don't need the negativity here.
Yeah, Christy doesn't like Naruto. So sad, so sad. And how is everybody doing today?
How are
palms
you
up.
doing?
Asta.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
There is now. Oh my God. So much Darren in tonight, huh? Cannot take it. Oh my God. Yeah, but everybody just come back. Like Darren last time he went on, you know, he was a speaker and he did exactly what I did on the stage. Hello, how is everybody doing tonight? he like I was like, are you miming me? Like
Wait, you said mimic?
right? Is that how you say the word?
Mimic.
It's mimic.
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 Miming's a guy.
It's like 7 months ago. Go ship.
I'm learning my English and I'm glad that I improved it. And in the next 2 months, you're gonna see me be able to speak British accent. Okay, I'm learning them right
Why?
now.
How?
Ish.
Yeah, I will speak and you guys gonna hear and you guys gonna be like, oh, Harry Potter in the house. Oh.
Wow. I want to hear Khanh do a country accent so she can really be Texan.
Oh, earlier I just talked to one of the Texans guy and all he talked about yo and the way that like the accent, I literally can tell that he was born and raised in Texas. Like it's so clear. Yeah. He went to A&M. He went to A&M.
Oh, stay away from Texas.
He didn't move on. Yeah. So I was like, you know, I thought I make it clear in the beginning that this is not, you know, a job or an internship. And he was like, but a business business opportunity can be in, you know, because his mindset, he think that, oh, he wanted to go here to help our next gen. So he was like, oh, I thought that I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna work on tech. And you know, his mindset. So he was very heavy in e-quadrant. And he was not patient enough to really listen to me. So I was like, okay, say whatever you wish say. But yeah, if you cannot be patient, then I think we're good today. But it was nice talking to him. Yeah.
Tell him to sell atmosphere in Eastspring. There's tech involved.
All he talk about is tech. All he's talk about is coding. All he's talk about is a lot of all the credential, all the club that he's joining and all the things that he did. Yeah. But I mean, lesson learned. One thing that I took away from it is that if I meet another person that is very technical like this, and I can feel in the beginning that they are very heavy in This is so scary. Stop it, Darren. Sit down. Sit down, please.
Be humble.
Oh my God.
And then Christy jamming.
Christy, please don't copy
You can rap the
Darren.
whole song, man.
Wait, just
Yeah.
one last one. Just keep going. Just keep going.
So scary.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, if everybody hears today, then probably you guys book a phone call before, right? So you guys qualify for the conference tonight? Anybody?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, if you're not
yes.
qualified, don't say anything.
I mean,
Yeah. Darren's
can you-
background.
can you guys share a little bit? How do you guys book the phone call? Because I know that Phoebe got one from networking, right?
Hmm?
Mm.
Technically, it's an MG1, I guess.
Okay, an MG1. So you talk to that person and you networking with the person, and that person that person go to MG1 yet?
It's because like I DTM'd and like okay, so because I had my midterms like today and we were like studying for the class because we both did not know what we were doing. But then suddenly we were doing like we were taking a break because it was just a lot of information. And then it's just like, oh, okay, just like get to know each other and all. And then and I think I kind of like we just started getting to know each other, and then she asked, oh, how come you chose this major, or like etc. And suddenly I just kind of started to ease my way about a business, and I DTM'd, and I kind of talked about a lot about mentorship or like the ability to possibly achieve financial freedom. And then she couldn't believe me at first, you know, because it didn't seem possible like a whole bunch of people thought. And then I kind of and then I asked her, is like in general, how do you feel about it? She's like, that is amazing, like she wants to learn more. And then at that moment I just booked an MG1.
Wow, wow, wow.
Awesome.
Smooth like butter.
Smooth. Okay. Let's make Christy talk because she's eating right now. I saw that chewing. But anybody else booked yourself on phone call? Because I know that this is not only the qualification for new people, also whoever already in the team, you guys have to book a phone call in order for you to be here, right? So I mean, yeah, you guys, probably a lot of you guys should have some excitement to share. But on to you next, Christy.
Smooth. That's what you said.
How do you you book the phone call?
So I have one tomorrow. I was debating between MG1 or PC because I DTM'd him and he's like, oh yeah, I'm interested. But like the past MG1s or things that I've had before, like they didn't work out. So I was scared, like if I jumped into MG1 with him, it would be misunderstood. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it slower and do PC and actually like explain to him to make sure like, okay, all right, is it something you want to move on to? Because I can't do MG1 by myself yet. So that's why I was like, yeah. But I just went up to him because I live in a dorm and like when I go to the elevator, there's like someone in there. So yeah, I just met him in the elevator and then we were heading the same way and I just talked to him like normal.
Okay, cool. So you got that phone call through networking too?
Yeah.
Great. Wow, I think everybody qualified tonight through by booking a phone call through networking. That's amazing. I mean, networking right now is a trend, guys. If you guys don't go out there and networking every day, then you guys gonna be a lot behind compared to the teams running here. So leverage this chance, go out there. This morning I went to Cal State Fullerton. You know, the school is very not a lot of people over there because of tests, but then the whole team, Philip and Jenny was there. So it was roughly around like 10 people over there. They were fighting. And I was like, man, okay, I have to be very aggressive. I even write aggressive on my hand to remind myself that, you know, I should not be scared. The first person I meet, I will talk to that person, because if I delaying it, then they behind me and they can catch up. They can talk to that person before me. So I have to step up and start talking. Yeah, but okay, that's great. That's great to hear. So
Amazing.
Amazing, Christy.
yeah.
Oh,
Hearing sound.
That's the moment I thought there's a rain. It's
Yeah,
raining, not
I thought
clapping.
it's raining too. Okay. But today I just want to go over about the training today, right? So we're gonna go over the framework of phone calls, right? So that you guys can know. So for me personally, phone call actually meant a lot for me, because even I book someone through networking, I still get on the phone call with that person, because if that person is not realized that, for example, the case that I have for MG1 today, that person actually come up and they assume that they will be working technology in here. Oh, they didn't even understand what is business opportunity. So for me, it's not that, oh, my time is waste or anything like that, but they actually told me one thing that I was like, wow, I can't believe that he said that. But he's like, oh, so I was sitting here an hour and a half. I'm very intrigued with whatever you share, but I come here because I want to be able to use the whatever I learned in computer science. I want to add value in here. So I mean, if this is not, you cannot, I cannot, add value in here, then I don't see the purpose of moving forward. And that is when I'm about to give out the book already. So I realized that, okay, that step should be already clarified. Okay, I clarify and I realized he didn't understand. Yeah, I thought that he understand what is business opportunity meant, being a business partner, being a franchisee meant, but clearly he didn't understand it at all. And if I put in a phone call before that, and if he be able to listen to the audios, reach the poor plan before he going to meet me on MG1, I could have saved a lot of time. Yeah. So if I already clarify, he was so excited, and I thought like, oh, this guy gonna read the book for sure. And then in the end, he was like, oh, but I don't see that my whatever, my knowledge can be applied in here. And then I just literally just waste an hour, 30 minutes of mine talking to him. Yeah. So that's a lesson I learned. So today, I will be share about the phone call. So if talking, so let's talk the big picture first. Okay, start sharing.
let's go, Khan. Woo!
You guys know what is the purpose of the phone call? Anybody know?
To set the stage for the business.
Tôi check their why. To see if they
Be friendship.
Check interest.
Filter.
To get to
Filter
know
out.
who the other person is.
Wow,
Okay.
that's a lot of answers.
To say hi. And to say bye. I don't know.
Hero.
Yeah, just say. Yeah. Too much there. Let somebody turn off his camera. Man. But man, I hope that Darren team can be that big. Oh, it's like 6 people in there. It's 2x5 for sure already.
I messaged 10. I said I'm 5x6 right now.
What did he say?
He didn't respond yet. He didn't respond yet.
Oh my god. Yeah, but so clearly the purpose of the phone call is for them to is for you to set the stage for the person. So, and for you to check the interest of the person, right? Set the stage, which means that you go there and you actually clarify with them what this is. because a lot of them would really misunderstand. And they don't understand. Okay, so what is it that they moving forward toward to be? Yeah, so that's the reason. And second of all, to check the interest to see, is this something that they're looking into? Because maybe when we talking one by one, networking with them outside or over text, it was not clear. Yeah, it's hard for you to really put that the whole phone call, whatever is in there in a phone call, in a text message. Yeah, so they wouldn't see really the whole big picture. So that's the reason why we have a phone call, to save us a lot of time, because to save us for them to go into MG1, MG2, MG, and the rest, and then by the end they realize, this is something that's not for me, and you've been wasting your time the whole time, right? So same, learn from my mistake today, get a phone call, check the interest, and make sure that they understand, and then move forward from there. And plus, I really found out that this person didn't have patience at all. I asked him, okay, every of my of the things, every of the information actually putting out in front, but if you're not patient enough to for me to share, then I think we can end from there. And clearly he's like, oh, but if you cannot put everything on the table and really sum it up within an hour that we talk, then I don't want to move forward. So yeah, I got what I want to find. I realized he didn't have any patience to go through the selection process. So I think we good to go. Yeah, but let's talk about phone call a bit. Okay, so pardon me for my my handwriting, but
That's
okay.
so British. Pardon me. That is so British.
I'm learning British.
That's what
right
she
now.
said. She's gonna be Harry Potter in the next 2 months.
Okay, but so one is Saturdays, right? Second, where is second?
Deepening.
Deepening. Okay. The third one, anybody know?
New people, go for a guess. Go for a guess. There's no shame in guessing wrong.
Yeah, the next step.
Set the stage.
Okay, set the stage. Forward.
Come on, guys, you got it.
Okay, so 4 is stories, right? And then 5, we're gonna, after the stories, we're gonna have some qualify, which mean that so 5, we will talk about the what, right? What we do, right? So the what, which mean that we talk about e-commerce and also franchise. Six is selection process. And the last one is takeaway.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So you still talk to them about selection process even through the phone call? Or is that
Yes.
something you talk about selection process both in phone call and MG1?
Yeah, I even in networking, if you know, I also talk about selection process and networking too. Yeah, so in phone call, usually I will share deeply about selection process, so that they know what to expect, they know what is their next step, they know where they at. Because back then, a lot of problems my coach point out to me is that, oh, how come they, you know, going through the selection process, but they don't know where they are, they don't know what's next, right? So that's when I know that I haven't make it clear for them that, oh, what step are they on, what is selection process, how many steps are there, and what is expect from each step, right? So that, you know, sometimes they can use that reason. They say, oh, because I don't know where I'm at here and there, I'm running out of patient, or I don't know what to do next. So that's the reason why I want to help them to be so clear that, okay, about the selection process, what is it consist in there, so that they know for themselves, right? Because for me, I mean, if the things is not putting on the table, the selection process, the step is not clear to me, then I would not be patient, right? I mean, why am I have to go through, you know, how long, or I want to have some expectation for myself. Cool. So the first one is set at ease. So I think this one is pretty easy. Yeah, you know, when you come in. So for me, I try, you know, to share with them something that, you know, find some common ground with them. I usually talk a lot about weather, because I feel like that's the topic that very, you know, globally, you know, everybody relate to that. Oh, okay, Texas is dry, California, best weather, Toronto is very cold, anything like that. So usually I would talk about really the location that they are. So for me, usually when I start to breaking set at ease, that's I slowly transition so that I can find some information, so that I can know. First of all, I can find about exactly where's their location. A lot of time I met them in school, but they not necessary from somewhere around school. I have one of my contact in Cal State Fullerton, but he actually lives like 2 hours away and he doesn't have a car. So that's right there. I know that what to tell him next, right? So I want to talk to him, break the ice, you know, talk about a little bit here and there, so that I know what is the condition that he's in, right? And then, so set at ease, fairly easy. So make that person comfortable talking to you, right? Because a lot of people, sometimes they come in and they feel very tense. They expect that you're going to interview them or something. So kind of, you know, that's kind of break, and, you know, they more comfortable with me. They, you know, when they talk, and they will be more talking to her, you know, conversational with me, instead of me monologue the whole time. I said it is fairly easy. The second one is deepening. Yeah, deepening. Okay. My iPad is acting up a bit. Okay, so deepening. So usually set at ease, right? Location, weather, where they at. Talk about, you know. So I usually, based on whatever they share with me, I will lead the conversation. But deepening, that's the point where I start to lead them to the part where they talk about their goal, right? What is the major that they study in, you know, what concentration, are they working right now, right? And yeah, I mean, what's the plan, what's the goal for the future, right? Sometimes I can talk a little bit, oh, what got you into computer science, right? Back then, what got you to computer science? Your family guide you, or, you know, you see, you go because your friends is all there, so you choose the same major so that you can be with your friend, to see whether that person is clear about where they're going, or they kind of lost, And then when I know about that, and then I always talk about, oh, their future. Okay, so what's your plan? What's your plan to do with that major, right? Slowly, okay, to know that, okay, I mean, I want to go and I want to get a good job. Okay, yeah, so mostly the person that I talk to, they were like, okay, maybe get a job or something. So for me, I will ask another question so that they can look beyond job. How do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years, 15 years, right? Is there anything, what after job? Is there any plan that you have for the future, right? So I want to ask a question beyond that to see. So I mean, a lot of them tell me, oh, I want to run a business in the future. I want to have something for myself in the future. Or some of them just like, oh, I haven't think that far yet. So that's the moment I kind of know where they are. So that's where I will use the information that I share with them in my stories, right? I will relate to them. If they, if they for sure so sure about, their job, then I will know, okay, I will put a lot more ugly facts. I will relate to them that I was so sure about my path back then, up until this happened. Or if they are lost, then I will share with them, oh, I felt the same way in my second year too. I was, going around, going to school, this major, my parents told me to study this major, but I didn't know why. I love to study, but I didn't love to work a job. I didn't even think that I would work this job for 4 years of my life. So those questions is for you to form your stories, to relate to whatever they feeling, right? So I asked that question. So when I know, okay, okay, their long-term plan, what's their plan after school and after their job, 15 years, that. So if, okay, I would start talking about business for me. So if the person, they never thought about business before, I kind of make a shift. Okay, so okay, so my another things that I want to share. Okay, this is the phone call when you book appointment online through LinkedIn. I forgot to say that in the beginning, but this is going to be a phone call where you book a phone through, LinkedIn, through Facebook, through Instagram, right? Whatever platform it is. So this, I will show you how to do a phone call through social media. Okay. So yeah, so that's the point where I make a shift, right? So I mean, I see that you doing pretty good. Whatever you're doing right now. So what do you want to make a shift into entrepreneurship, or why do you want to make a shift into business, or why are you open mind for business, right? If you DTM with them outside and, oh, why are you open mind for business since the last time we talked, right? And I start to dig deeper. Oh, what can a business can do for them? So for me, a lot of time, the person that I met online, they would talk to me a lot of profound things about business. Oh, I want to be my own boss. I want to run a big company. I don't want anybody to control my life. I want to be very independent for my life, right? So a lot of things that they share. So I mean, they share, but honestly, I mean, I share the same thing too back then. But one thing I realized that it's not true. I didn't experience those, so I don't know for sure what am I sharing. I just share because my mom says so, other people say so. I get influenced by them, so I share it. So I know for sure that young folks like us, we don't have a clear goal. We don't really know why we're doing business. So I tend to make them humble down by saying, okay, that's good. That's good that, you have a plan like that, or that's good that you want this from a business. Yeah, I mean, a couple of my friends actually said the same thing too. But when they put it into action, when they start a business for themselves, they realize that it's harder than they thought, right? So for me, I believe that a person, they really need to have a better reason why they want to be in business for themselves, right? So of course, not offense with that person, but I want them to know that their reason is not strong enough, right? So yeah, so that's for the depending. So when I share that, I make them think, I make them stuck, because I want to, for them to really, for them to know that they actually know nothing. My goal, okay, of course, with a lot of people's skills, I want them to know that whatever they know is not enough. You have to actually think more about it, work on it more, think bigger, think more long term. Because maybe you're influenced by your friends, maybe you hear from this, from that, but you don't have a clear reason. It's not strong enough, it's not solid enough, right? So the moment I make them stuck, and I mean, they don't know. I mean, a lot of people say they don't like what, they don't want to work a job. They don't like the boss, they don't want to be controlled by anybody, but they themselves, first of all, they themselves never work a job before. Some of them is like that. Or second of all, they don't know that in a business, a traditional S quadrant business, you still get tied down. You get tied down by the customer, you get tied down by the business. You actually not free, you still get control. The business is actually controlling you, and they're not aware of that, right? So that, to clear that out, so that's where is my deepening. So I will set the stage over here, right? Yeah, so usually I set the stage is that, okay, the purpose of this phone call today is to give you a brief introduction about business, right? So it's just making sure that you coming to us with the right purpose, because sometimes people coming here for job internship, but we actually looking for business partner, right? So I'm actually running a franchise, and I'm looking for a business partner that can run one of my franchise, right? So I make sure that they clear about that. Okay, so that's the set the stage part, and then that I moving on to share about my stories. So my stories, like yesterday, what Lily said, consists the past, the present, the future, right? The past, usually I will use whatever I learned from them, from the deepening, and I will kind of relate with them. Oh yeah, I mean, back then I was just like you, this and that, if they were lost, I shared that I was lost too, and I didn't know what to do. There was no guidance. There was, yeah. And the present is that, okay, who did I meet, right? And what is the things that make me want to chase after the passion? What did I do? And the future is what are the what are something, what's your plan, your 2 to 5 year game plan? So for me, usually the future, I usually share that, oh, in the next 2 years, then I will be walking away from my corporate job, same as my mentor, right? So I share my plan for the future. So story, past, present, future. I think that if you guys already have already done with your launching, then you already finish your stories, right? Christy, Phoebe, William, then you guys already finished with your stories. Yeah, cool. Okay, any questions so far? You guys following so far?
Amazing.
Okay.
This is a D12 approved. He approves, he approves, he approves, he approves, and he approves. I'll approve.
They all have one face, which is this.
It's awesome because I can blend in and you won't even know.
Exactly. I cannot tell. So similar. But yeah, after I share with stories, right? So I will ask them, okay, how is my stories aligned with you, right? So I want to know, is anything that I share, you know, do they caught my vision or not? Can they relate to whatever I share? Is this something that they want or not? Or, you know, they are very fixed on whatever they, you know, want, and they are not open mind for more, right? So usually I will end with the question is that you'll find things that I share with you, are we aligned, right? So, you know, how about you, right? Have them share, make it as, you know, a conversation, right? Don't be you yourself talking the whole time, right? I want to hear from them too. I want to see what is it that they are aligned, what is it that they relate to my stories, right? I mean, a lot of people, they just say that they relate to it, but when I ask them to share, they actually don't remember anything. So which means that, you know, I have to make it so they haven't listened to whatever I'm sharing, right? They cannot relate. So basically, you know, they don't feel, they don't catch the vision that I'm giving out to them. Okay, so if, okay, at this point, so any person that I talk to, if, you know, is, even if they don't looking for business, but if they open mind, they willing to listen to me, and, you know, they're willing to learn more, and they have a good attitude, then I will share my stories, right? I will grab the bit, because sometimes they think very shallow, and that's the reason why they never think of business before. It's okay for me. I will share my stories, right? And after my story, this is the point where I know whether I should continue to share or not. If that person is not aligned with whatever I'm sharing, what's the point of continuous sharing? If that person, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, they cannot, they don't feel aligned, they're not looking for business here and there, then what's the point of continuous sharing, right? But after, if their, you know, their reaction is positive, they share, they, you know, they friendly, and, you know, that's where I know, okay, I mean, even in the beginning, they don't look for business opportunity, but they are open minded to listen more, so I can share more from there. But if everything I see is a red light, they're not open to learn more, they're not open for friendship, they're not open for anything, I can just stop here. So me sharing the stories is giving them a chance already. A lot of people I met in the beginning give me a very rough, bad attitude. I stop in the beginning. I don't even take my time to share my story. For what? Right? Why should I continue? It wastes a lot of my time. Okay, so okay, next is the what, right? The what and the how. So you share about e-commerce and franchise. So I think a lot of you guys probably hear from any audio. I think it's dropping the message, right? Dropping the message. You hear about how they share about the concept, right? For me, use something simple, because back then I just took whatever he say in the CD and I share it to people. And sometimes I realize even me myself, I don't understand what I'm saying. A lot of big word in there. And when, you know, I met somebody in supply chain major, I cannot actually handling it myself because they talk really into a technical term. And I was like, man, I'm so new, I don't know anything of this. And a lot of people, when I share so technical like that, they don't understand what I'm saying. Yeah, so I have to keep re-explaining and keep explaining and explaining, keep explaining. So for me, in my own experience, the e-commerce and the franchise, I will, of course, keep the word professional, but I will explain to them in a way that they can understand. If I put myself to a person who didn't know about business back then, you know, I will put myself to that person and I will write down to explain e-commerce and franchising in my own term, so that me myself didn't know about business back then can understand. Yeah, like how in the audio it says like, you know, say some, you know, explain it so that even the 5 years old can understand what you're saying, right? What are we doing? Yeah. So that right. So e-commerce franchise, very easy. E-commerce is basically you are the middleman, right? You connecting the manufacturer with the customer, but it's online, right? Franchising, franchisee, franchisor. So you basically McDonald's. So you share about their term. So franchising, when I share about franchise, I will also share a little bit. Okay, I will connect it a little bit about, you know, the mentorship. Okay, so they can know, okay, how does it work in here? So my coach and me, so my coach is actually a franchisor and I'm actually the franchisee, and she actually helping me building up my own business. And when I'm become success in my business, then she gonna get 6% royalty from the manufacturer, right? So that's the reason why, you know, in the beginning, I mean, she put a lot of effort and, you know, things on, so she will help me, right? In the beginning. So that's the reason why I actually have to be the one who very qualified. I have to work very hard to earn the mentorship from her, you know, because she's going to teach me from A to Z. So basically that's the what and the how. Okay. And then the next step is where, okay, talking about selection process. Right. So you talk about selection process. For me, selection process. So I will share in a phone call. I think it's for me. Usually I share the reason why for the selection process is only two reasons, right? Relationship and friendship, and also education. Right? In MG1, I will share the 4, but I feel like, you know, right here, I want to cut it down a bit more, because a lot of time when I share all 4, they start to ask me a lot of questions about, oh, what do you mean by building the building your thing? Yeah. So what do you mean by that? Or why do I have to do that? A lot of questions on that. And through an MG1, I can explain to them more. Right? So selection process, relationship, education, and I also give them, okay, how 7 steps gonna look like. So I will explain to them the first, the second, the third, and then usually I combine 4, 5, 6, 7 steps together. You guys share whatever, try out a lot of ways, try out whatever work for you. But for me, so the 7-step selection process, right? The first step, that's where you're gonna sit down on our day, so that we can know more about each other. So for us to see, okay, I want to talk more to you to see if our goal and our dreams is aligned, right? I want to see if, you know, you carry the right mindset, and I also have a summative question, so I want to ask you too. Right, that's the first step. And if the first step go well, then I will give you some material for you to read. I will give you some books for you to read, right? So, and the second step, that's where we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about the book. We're gonna, sit down and make sure that you comprehend the book right and share more. And the third step, that's gonna be if you qualify for the first and the second step, then you're gonna get invited to one of our team evaluation. So in there, team evaluation, you're gonna see the team, you're gonna see the company, you're gonna know about the compensation plan, and you're gonna see if this is the right environment that you wanna work with, you wanna be in, right? Is this the positive environment that you can grow in? Okay, so and the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th step, So that's where we're gonna sit down and we can talk more about, so we can talk more about the compensation plan, what we do, how we do it, and our business expectation, right? Business expectation and all the expectation. Okay, so the whole step 1 to step 6, right? So step 7, that's where we're gonna know for sure. We're gonna make a decision whether this is the right opportunity for you or not, right? And and you're gonna make a decision for yourself whether this is the right opportunity for you or not. And I also gonna share the time too. The selection process gonna take around 4 to 6 weeks. Is really, the speech is really depends on the candidate, right? But we will work on around together in our availability so that we can meet up and I can help you understand more. Yeah, so I talk about the time. Okay, and then and for some of them, I will explain to them a little bit more. So honestly, every of our information actually upfront. We now have nothing to hide, but we decide to put it to a 7-step selection process, so that you can fully understand everything. Yeah, because I cannot share my whole my whole experience, my whole years of experience into a 30-minute phone call. Yeah, but and then that's selection process, and the last one is in takeaway. So, okay, for me, my team usually do this a lot, is that so yeah, I mean, you have any questions so far? I can take one before I have to leave. So I will, hustling like, or I'm busy or I have to leave right now. So you have any question? So that, because a lot of time, the more opportunity I give for them to ask questions, they will ask a lot more questions, right? They're gonna, bombard you with tons of questions. But if you don't give them opportunity to ask any question, they will feel insecure. They're like, I have a lot of questions, and if you don't clarify it right now, then I don't feel right. I don't want to move forward, right? So I want to, I give them one question, right? And of course, so when you, I want to usually, you might make it clear that you are not here for a Q&A. Yeah, but you also don't want to make it look like you're trying to hide something. So I give them a fair enough time, because the smart things about business owner is that you give enough, because if you give more of it, they will leverage it. If you don't give any, then they're gonna get frustrated. So you have to give enough so that they can move on, right? So I give them, and after that one question, so I ask, if you are open mind, then we can book another appointment where we can sit down, and so that I can, we can have we can share more about each other. We can talk more, and for me to, share more and, go over some question that qualified question with you. So, and afterward, then set right there, book an appointment right there. And I give them an audios. So if the appointment that I book is like the next, so for example, tonight is Thursday night, right? And I'm gonna do MG1 with that person the next Friday night. Then I can give them an audio so that they can hear, and so it can boost up, improve their mindset, right? So the audio, the rich plan, poor plan. so that they can listen to, and then they can understand, enhance their mindset before they meet me in MG1. Yeah, so usually I will make them busy. I would try not to book it too far. A lot of people wait until like 4 or 5 days until they book the next MG1. That's so far. If through that time they don't have they don't have any information or anything, they're gonna Google it up and start to think all over the place. For some reason, my business KTR, back then, they thought me was some kind of windshield wiper company, and they were like, oh, I all I saw is like that windshield wiper company, and I don't want to move forward. Yeah, so they start to Google and I start to assume a lot of things. So first of all, I make them busy by giving them the audios and book, like the next day or maximum the next 2 days. I don't want to wait a lot further. Yeah, but you guys have any questions so far?
Amazing. Thank you, Con.
Any question that you have, or you guys are good?
I have a question.
Okay.
Whenever you try to set at ease, what if they kind of give you objections like, why are you asking me this? Why are you asking such deep questions? Like, what if they're not open to it? How do you respond to that?
Okay, first of all, okay, where's Zoom? Okay, so why in deepening, right? Why are you asking me deep question?
Yeah, like they'll ask like, why are you asking me deep questions, or why do you want to know? Like they're just focused on the business because that's what they think they're like, that's all they know, instead of building that relationship up. So how do you respond to that?
Okay, so it's gonna take flexibility and discernment too, because it's really based on the case too. Okay, a lot of time back then I do a little bit of flexibility where I will share the what and the how before I share my stories. But if they are up to the point where they don't want to answer any question, and I even ask them really basic question and they don't want to answer, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, then I'm for me, I mean, today phone call, I just want to get to know more about you, because I'm not comfortable sharing the information to whoever on the line that I don't know, right? So if you're not open for us to know more about each other, then what's the point of sharing you all the information, right? Yeah, so my mindset, so you can write something your own, but my mindset is that, okay, if the candidate is not open to have a friendship with me, to open to talk with me, then what's the point of me moving forward, sharing? Okay, I'm okay. The flexible case I'm talking about is, yes, some of them, okay, so they're friendly in the beginning, and we talk all the way to their goal, their dreams, and here and there. But even when before I share my story, they already ask, so what do you guys do? And they very insist on knowing what it is. So I will put in the what and the how first, but then I still jump back and share with them my stories, because I want to grab for them to grab the right idea. Okay, so but if that person is not open to talk to you in the beginning, since the beginning, then I would not even share. So it really depends on different case. So that's the reason why in order for you to have the flexibility, you have the right discernment to deal with all those cases, you have to work very close with your coach. Right? You guys remember the 4 step of studying how to effectively learning the process? The 4 step? Hey there, and you know
Yes.
everything.
Which one? Okay.
Any newbie want to share? Somebody just talk, right?
Yeah, we hear you, but no one's talking.
Man, newbies are so scared.
Don't be afraid, guys. You can say anything and no one's gonna judge you, okay? The 6 Darrens are not gonna pay attention, okay? Well, like the 5 of them are, but I'm going to, but yeah.
I guess Christy is scared, but so the first one is, you know, I do, you watch, which mean that your coach gonna do for you and you're gonna watch them and you're gonna learn from them, right? The second is that, okay, you're gonna do so the coach gonna help you do it, and you know you're gonna do half, or I mean you're gonna do it and you're gonna receive feedbacks, right? The third one is you gonna do it and the coach gonna watch you. Okay, so the first one, okay, the coach do and you watch. The second one, you do and the coach will watch and give feedback, right? The third one is you do it, the coach still gonna watch you until they certify you that, okay, you can do it your own, you're good to go. And then the fourth one is that you do it and you replicate it to your team, you help your team to do it, right? I don't go and do process by myself if I'm not certified by my coach, because I know that maybe something that they feel like, oh, I still need somebody to, you know, listen to. I'm not flexible enough. I'm not, you know, the way that I talk, I'm still nervous in the way that I talk or anything like that. So I still want. So for me back then, I have one of the things, I'm very scared to have other people to listen to what I'm doing, because I feel insecure. I feel like I'm somebody judging me and they're gonna give me harsh feedback. I didn't feel good receiving feedbacks, and you know I get more nervous when I have other people watching me doing something. Yeah, and I always use that excuse to not having my coach to watch me doing the process. But one thing I know that I actually lost more than what I gained, because sooner or later, you know, I'm gonna be on stage, I'm gonna talk to people. So having your coach listen to your appointment one-on-one is a lot more easier, because they want to make sure that you improve yourself. You don't make any mistake, you don't say anything wrong. So later on when you're on stage, you know, you can be confident and talk whatever you share. Because back then I decide not to let my coach listen to my my phone call, the appointment that I'm doing. And one thing I realized, the moment I'm up on stage, I'm still very nervous. But the moment that I let them listen to, you know, the confidence boost inside myself up. I know who I'm at, and you know that's the reason why when I'm on stage, I improve on my talk, on my speech a lot. Yeah, and so another things in here I want to talk about. So as Christy mentioned that case, so I always stay calm. The moment that you lose the temper, that's the moment that you lost the whole battle. So I, in every situation, I will stay calm. You know, that person being rude, that person, you know, this and that, yelling or anything like that, I'll still stay calm. First of all, I know that even me myself, I lose, yeah, I lose my temper, then I might slip out something bad, right? And it's gonna hurt your business, it's gonna hurt your reputation, right? So me as a business owner, I'm not buying to whatever they're giving me, right? Are they giving me, you know, bad things? I don't mind. I don't care. You know, I'm an adult. I'm
Yeah, let's go, Con.
Oh,
The internet cannot stop.
yeah.
Why do I have to lose my temper with them?
You're good now. You're good now, Con.
Yeah, you good
Okay.
now.
You're
Yep.
good now.
But so for me, yeah, I always have that buyer mentality. I come there, and they have to be the one who selling whatever they have to me. Selling in terms of they have to show me their good attitude. They have to show me they are coachable. They have to show me that they ambitious, looking for opportunity. I come there with buyer mentality. I come there and I'm holding the driver. I'm on the driver's seat, right? I'm not on a passenger seat. And if they being rude, if they are not patient to talk to me or anything like that, then I will walk away. So in one of the city, one thing that they told me is that you don't go to any appointment if you're not willing to walk away from it, right? Yeah. So that's why I always have a lot of candidates in the selection process, because if I lose one, then I have another. I don't go there and I try to get them in, and I have to tolerate all their bad attitude, or they don't want to change or anything like that. No, I always have a lot of people. Lily say that if you're not reaching the where you have 10 people, 10 candidate in your pipeline, which means that you have 10 candidate in board plan, then don't stop, right? And if you reach 10 candidate in the board plan already, then test yourself more, right? 20, make it 20, right? Always have that abundant mindset. If you see 10, it doesn't give you that abundant mindset, get yourself more, right? Improve. Yeah. But okay, any other things, question that you guys have?
Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah, I have question in terms of give out the material for the candidate. So I made the case last time I did for William. That guy say that he busy with his job and the midterm, so that's why I hang in there. I didn't give out the book for him yet, but I'm planning to give out the bridge plan pull line for him. But when we create a group chat, then he didn't respond our message, so that's why I didn't give out anything for him. And I told William to talk to him in private message about how he's feeling and how he doing so far, because I feel like if we give out when he didn't reply to us, then it sounds like we are selling something. Like I just want to check with you that is it the right the wise way for us to do, or you have any recommendation?
So in that case, so that person is William friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, after the process I did, William stay back to talk to him, and he had a good feeling about our conversations. But he said he told us he also like active to ask for my contact in there. But when we create a group chat and we text to him, then he didn't reply anything.
He didn't, but did he reply to William?
Yeah, I asked him today like how are you doing, and he replied back to me very busy. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I would just leave it there.
Yeah.
Right. I think he dodged the whole selection process about the business on purpose. Because I mean, even if I have a customer and I share with them the products already, every time they look at me, they're like, oh, I use the products already, or I haven't used the products or anything like that. They will mention it eventually. So if the person's purpose, William, don't keep in contact with him. Later on, if he need any products, he can be your customer. But if right now So here's the thing, a lot of people, even me back then, I didn't have life experience. So which means that I'm very scared not to please other people. I'm very scared to say no. So that's why I didn't dare to face somebody and say no about something. Right? Maybe he's busy, but you know, I mean, William, you can, if you know, you guys have good friendship, keep in touch with him, keep in contact with him. Whenever he's ready in the future, then he's gonna come back. Right? Whenever he's not busy anymore, then he's gonna come back. And if he's come back, then we will fix that communication problems. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Because the point here is that he have communication problem. He didn't dare to talk to you guys about what he's currently going through. Right? So just keep in touch, be friend with him, be nice with him, and then you know later on, if he coming back, then you know you can share more. But if not, then yeah, I mean he can be your customer or something.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So do expect that you guys gonna have a lot of people ghost on you. Yeah, ghost on you. So I mean that's why I don't give any expectation to any candidate until they launch. Right? Until they launch. I be fair with everybody. I give everybody a fair expectation. So whoever needed more, then I give more. But if not, I still don't give like a lot of expectation on a person, because it's gonna get me frustrated if that person is not meet up with my expectation. So I don't want to give any expectation to anybody. I only put expectation on myself. Yeah, that's why abundant mindset is really matter. You need to have a lot of people in your pipeline so that you don't give any, you know, you don't put any expectation on anybody specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for your advice.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have one more question about the reason for the selection process. You said earlier that you only did 2 reasons for the phone call and the other 2, which is 4 in the MP1. But is it like what happened if there's a candidate he noted on that, and then when we come to the MP1 with him, and he said, "Oh, why did you told me last time just 2 reasons and now it's another 2 coming?"
I don't think, you know, yeah, there's deeper reasons. So I don't I don't think anybody gonna ask you gonna criticize you about that. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, they may pay attention, but so I mean just have fun with it. Honestly, you know, oh, so there's another 2 more, and you can explain more about that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think, you know, they ask you that question if they have the right attitude, then trust me, they not criticize you. They just asking just because, yeah, innocent, and just pop up, oh there's 2 more. Okay, and you just explain to them, okay, what is that 2 more is. Okay.
Yeah, I'm clear on that.
Geek gang.
Geek gang? What?
And need to stop networking on Best Buy, man.
So my question is, how do we properly set up the audio, like set the stage for the audio, because that's what we hand them afterwards, right? Do we mention like Robert Kiyosaki or anything? How do we set that up?
Yeah, you can mention, oh, do you know about Robert Kiyosaki? Okay, so for me, I usually, so I will hand you in audios, I think around 30 minutes. So for me, that audios really help me build a lot of my mindset, because back then I don't know anything about the business, right? And it gave me really an overview and a lot of mindset in terms of in the business field, right? If you listen to Rich Plan Poor Plan, it's going to talk about mindset and ESBI, right? And mentality and motivation here and there. So I'm gonna set it up, and and same thing as how you giving out the book, right? So share, listen to it and share to me how you feel. Say you have some reflection after you, because I would love to hear what is your thought about the audios.
Ooh, awesome. Yeah, because I've always had trouble trying to figure out what to say to them, like how to set that up and whatnot, but that helps out a lot. But then my second question for you is, how long should we spend covering objections? You know what I mean? I know for a lot of people, when they come across an objection, they tend to over explain, or even spend a lot of time on the defensive, covering their tracks in terms of objections. But how do we maximize the time of just saying one word and then moving on? Not one word, sorry, one sentence and then moving on from objection.
I will see what is their question. It's really, it depends on what is their question. So if they, if they're gonna ask a very deep question about the what and the how, then I can tell you that, okay, like I share with you e-commerce franchising, but going deeper in it, it will be put out upfront on the next few steps, right? Because I cannot explain my years of experience in this 30-minute phone call, right? I want to sit down and take step by step so that you can understand clearly about what we do. The leader in here, you guys want to add on something or share something different? Tracy, Darren's, anybody? Cherry?
Darren, objection. That's
I don't know, like
Objection is my last name though.
So wait, are you trying to ask, like, how do we make it seem like we're directly answering the objection without making it seem like we're just trying to run away and cover our tracks, kind of like that, right?
Basically, because when we do that, they often notice like we're over explaining, that we're nervous in terms of explaining that, right? So how do you keep it short? Is there like a go-to answer that you go for everything and sort of move everything along?
The number one rule that I have is that whenever you answer an objection, you never finish a sentence by answering it. You have to ask them something back, right? Khan talked about not giving them a window of, not giving them the window to ask more questions, right? So whenever I get an objection, what I do is I answer it, right? And then at the very end, I ask them, yeah, but why do you ask that? And then, like, why do you have this question, or why do you have this doubt, or whatever it is, right? So for me, whenever I answer an objection, I give them another question. And then right after they answer that, I stop them there and I say, hey, you know what? I know you have a lot of questions, but today I'm not here for a Q&A, right? But if you're interested in learning more, if you want to ask more questions, that's fine. And I think it's good. It tells me that you're curious. It tells me that you're not just simply, bandwagoning, right? So how about we set up another time to chat again? And then from there, we can answer a lot more of your questions, okay? So basically, it's like when you're answering an objection, you want to make it, you want to make sure that you're not, looking like you're running away from it, right? That was my mistake in the very beginning. With Aaron and I, one time, Aaron finished doing an MG1, and then I stayed and talked to the candidate, right? And Tracy was there as well. And then that candidate just kept asking me question after question after question. Because back then, right, it was like my first month of business, and I just kept answering every question. I was like, yeah, yeah. Do you have any more questions? Right? But now it's like you have to be stern. You have to understand that this is your time you're talking about, and you don't want to waste it, right? When you look at any other traditional business, you're not just gonna go into the office and ask the manager like 10 questions and expect them to stay. So why should you do the same, right? But then again, like when it comes to like specifically what to say, it depends on the objection. It depends on what they ask you, right? But yeah, that's kind of like my thought process when it comes to objections.
Gotcha. Thanks, Darren. Thank you, Khan.
Yeah.
Cookie, Vin Papa.
Yeah, can you share?
Okay.
It's Vinny Papalardo. It's short.
Okay.
Anyway, Can you share a little bit about like how to work as like a new launch, like how to work with your uplines when they do PCs for you? So like the process of like, you know, connecting the candidate to your uplines, like what to share, how to talk to the person in the beginning, like those 3 minutes, that kind of stuff. And also how you should like work like as they're doing the PC, like taking notes, that kind of stuff.
Okay,
Thank
so just for new people, so you're gonna so basically when you work with your upline, you're gonna introduce your upline gonna go in there and do the phone call for you, right? So basically in the beginning, first of all, a lot of do me one favor, do all the labor work so that it's so easy for your upline. Okay, so do set up everything. So if you guys gonna do a phone call overseas and you guys you need a Zoom setting up, then do it for your upline, making sure. Okay, so starting from way back, right? So when you book the phone call, so come on that day in the morning, confirm it. Okay, confirm on the last day you book and here and there, and confirm it on the day that you're gonna do it in the morning, and set up. Okay, so confirm that we're gonna have a phone call at that time. Okay, and make so so that you know some people, you know, if it's a long wait, then they don't remember it anymore. So I confirm it and tell you up like, okay, so the appointment today is confirmed, right? Tell them, remind them, because sometimes, you know, they have a lot of candidates, they're working with a lot of people, they don't remember about it. Okay, and then next is that, okay, so when you set up, right, so you on a phone call, so if you do it through a phone, then make sure that you and your upline connect first. Connect your you know the merge call, right? So if you're gonna do the merge call thing, then merge your upline first, call your upline first, and then call that person and merge in, right? So because if you're gonna merge your upline in you're gonna call your upline in the second one call in, then you're gonna get all confused, and you know at that time you just think about what to say next, and you don't have the mind to do all the technology stuff. So it's better. And for me, I learned one thing is that upline can hear or what you say to the candidate in the beginning to feedback too. Yeah, because sometimes, you know, they don't know what you say in the beginning, and you maybe say something wrong, right? Or maybe when they just come up and talk to you, maybe they throw some objection already, right? So they upline don't know if you don't connect them first, right? So the moment that I say hi with them, I already connect my upline already on the line. Yeah, and then, you know, yeah, I can set at ease. Usually I will be set at ease with the person, right? I come in and I, you know, oh, okay, you know, if you guys book it through LinkedIn, right? This, yeah, I mean, over there, break the ice a little bit, find some common ground. I think roughly about 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. Don't make it too long. And then, okay, you're gonna show sharing, and okay, so today, yeah, you're gonna set the stage for the person, right? You're gonna set the stage and promote your business partner, your senior business partner. I usually call my coaches my senior business partner. They come in and make sure that you set out the stage, you promote your coach, because they will not take your coach serious if you don't set out the stage right. They come in and they're like, who is this person, right? They will have more credibility. That person gonna come in and be more respectful if they talking to your senior business partner, right? So yeah, so today I will so usually I will share that, oh, today, so I have a privilege to invite one of my senior business partner to spare some, you know, have an hour you know, have an hour to talk to us, to share more to us about the business opportunity today. So my coach, my mentor, yeah, upline, they don't know what is upline. Okay, but so for example, if I'm gonna invite Lily in, then I'll be, oh, so she actually my senior business partner. So she's been in the business for a while already, and she have her business in all over North America, in United States, and in Canada, and yeah, and for today, I hope that you coming in, take note when you talk with her, and also stay focused, because I don't want you to take the time lightly. So usually what I share to that person is that, okay, make sure that you take take note if you have to, take note, okay, take note and stay focused, right? Because my coach time is is priceless. Is it's hard to ask for her time. Yeah, so write it in your own word, and yeah, and bring her in, so that person would know that, okay, I should take this conversation serious. So basically, your job in the beginning, when you phone call, some of the case I hear people like, oh, I'm driving right now, and I hear that person actually driving. Then I will actually ask them, okay, can you can you pull over? Can you actually be in an environment not distracting? Because because if you're driving and you're doing a phone call, it's hard to concentrate, right? Multitasking, right? So can you pull over, and can we yeah, or if they in a very like environment where it's a lot of people, you can hear that their roommate screaming in the background or here and there. Oh yeah, can you go somewhere that because the background noise is actually distracting, right? Oh, I think the main is speaking from his own experience, getting pulled over. But yeah, so I will make sure that that person in the background where they stay focused. Anything that you find that is weird, maybe yeah, sometimes it sounds like they talking from afar. It sounds like they're using the speaker instead of an earphone. Then I will mention it right away, right? So I will set up a perfect condition where the upline, my coach coming in, and the only thing that everything is settled down already, right? And they just have to talk, right? If Wi-Fi problem, make sure you fix it before the coach come up. If it's camera problem, make sure you fix it before your coach come up. Any problems, make sure it being fixed before the coach come up, because your mindset at that time is that having Lily, an hour of Lily is very expensive. Yeah, so I don't want to waste any of her minute, right? Yeah, catching from that time, right? Yeah.
Just a little bit add on is that before you book the phone call with your upline, right? Be sure to check your upline availability first, and then book the phone call, instead of book the phone call and say, hey, upline, I have the phone call at 2 tomorrow. Can you do it for me? Because that just indirectly showing that you prioritize the candidate's time and your time before your upline's time. And that's just not, how we should work with each other, right? Yeah, but when you and when you say that your candidate should take note and pay attention to the phone call, you should do the same thing, because your upline is not there to do phone call for you all the time, right? They just be there to set an example for you 2 to 3 times, maybe 5 times. They will help you until you feel comfortable doing it, but don't, take advantage of that. But you pay attention to learn the way they handle objection, the way they lead the conversation, so that you can do it yourself. Because upline help you build the business. It's not upline, upline help and you build the business, right? So yeah, it's just something I think that it can be helpful to work more effectively with your upline while having them doing process for you.
Oh yeah. By showing that you check with your upline calendar first, it can show that you very respect your upline. You take their time very seriously. Yeah. So small little action like that, and they can definitely duplicate you in the future. So yeah. Ooh,
Does that answer your question?
Vinny.
Yes, it does. I mean, I asked it, for the candidates, obviously, or the new launches.
It's okay, Vincent.
You
Don't
wanna
worry.
add on?
Don't worry, Vincent. We're not gonna
Yeah.
judge. Okay, it's okay. It's
Jikan,
okay.
can you do PC for me tomorrow? I already booked it. Oops.
Cherry can do it for you.
Oh,
Cherry has school. I already asked. I'm kidding.
okay, next question.
Oh, one thing, forgot. Ask your upline about Sugit website. In there's a lot of material that you can learn, and of course, whatever is shared on there typically is only apply for Sugit team, right? So of course we in Sugit team, but Sugit like professional, because you know that Sugit guy professional team, right? So whatever is in there, of course it have to be translated back to our language, college students language, right? So that's why, but a lot of things in there, let me share you here, right? Phone call. So there's a lot of typical question, objection in there that you can read over, and please rewrite it in your own word, right? Because this, whatever is shared in here is for general audience, right? But you need to reform it into your own word. Cool. Okay, Christy.
I have 3 questions. So
Tracy doesn't answer your question or something.
She doesn't ask me.
I just came up with them. But so my first question is like, for you, Jikan, personally, like how do you set yourself up to be prepared and like have a successful PC, if that makes sense? Like, what do you do?
So I know my weakness and I know my strength. Back then, my weakness is I don't have any flexibility, and my English was not good. I'm talk like a broken CD, so like kind of like on and off, and it doesn't sound professional like that. It doesn't sound like I'm a business owner like that. So I have to learn it. First of all, is that I actually write down a script for myself, because I don't talk in full sentences. Back then, the way I talk, like it's hard for me to even form a sentence. So my English was very weak back then. I know that it's my weak spot. Also, I do recommend if you guys here, do your first phone call, do write a script. Not because your English sucks, but it's because you cannot think about anything when you're doing a phone call. Trust me, when you are on the spot, when you do it already, you cannot think of anything. Your mind literally go blank. So you need an outline, you need a script so that you can follow along, right? You can follow along, and wherever you left off, you continue from there, right? Script, I recommend that. And I also record myself doing phone calls a lot of times, because my voice back then is not like this. I still have a lot to fix, but my voice was very monotone. So whatever you hear from a phone sounds very boring. It sounds like I'm like a zombie or something. I'm not lively, you know. So that's why I record myself and I realize how horrible it is, you know. So that's why, you know, I start to changing. I record myself, re-listen to it, and sound and change my voice so that, you know, whenever I do a phone call, it sounds better. It sounds, you know, when the candidate listen to it, then okay, it's at least I sound like a business owner. Yeah. So it's a lot in terms of, you know, the energy that you carry, right? The tones of voice, and also the length, too. I try to put it in like roughly around 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I don't want it to be longer. The longest you should do is 45 minutes. But don't make it too short either. You know, so yeah, so I keep track in my time too, to approximately how much it's gonna take me. I go over my stories, I practice myself. Yeah, I even smile. I smile when I doing a phone call. Nobody looking at me, but I smile and I realize that my voice through a phone call sounds much more happier instead of, you know, sound so depressed, right? Because they can literally tell how you feeling by your tones of voice. So I smile, I you know, acting here and there, you know, try to, you know, because I want to carry good energy. I want to carry a positive energy, right? Not to the point where they take me lightly, but I want to sounds for professional, but friendly, right? Professional, but they feel like they can relate with me too. Yeah. Yeah.
So what you just talked about kind of ties into my second question, because like the PC I have tomorrow, it's like more like in person. So it's like MG0. So you talked about reading, like having an outline for yourself and reading off from a script. So in that case, when you're doing it in person, do I have my computer out, or does that look weird? Does that look unnatural? Like she's reading off of something.
Of course, man.
Yeah, of course.
I do.
Like, hey, how are you doing today?
Right? Do I just like pull this out and like just read from it, or what do I do in that situation?
No, it's like they ask a question like, oh wait, 1 second. Oh yeah, so this is actually you know.
You can be like Bao. Remember one time he shared with me that his first time doing MG1, right? When he forgets something, then he gonna go to the restroom and pull out his paper to see where he's at. And then he run back out and continue the conversation.
I'm gonna be doing that.
Smart.
I'm gonna think about bladder issues.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I can't lag in person. Makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if you do it,
number 2.
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it in person, then you know, you should practice a lot, right? You should
Go
memorize.
play with Tracy.
Yeah, and it will be different from a phone call, because MG0 you cannot just talk for like 45 minutes and then you're done, right? You guys gonna talk, set at ease a little bit longer. If you guys are getting Starbucks, then you know, sit there and, you know, talk this and that a little bit more. It's not just like a phone call, you do 45 minutes and you leave that person already, right? So MG0 is different. It's more like a DTM one, right? But you know, if that person asks about the one and the how, yeah, you answer it. Selection process, you can mention it, but they more neutral. They're not looking for a business opportunity. They come there and they don't know anything, right?
Well, he knows we're gonna talk about the business opportunity, but I kind of want to take it more slow instead of jumping into MG1, because I think that's where I messed up at in the beginning. Like people come into my MG1s and they don't know what's going on.
Did you huddle with Lily and Tracy?
A little bit about that, but they just said to keep going through the numbers.
Because I mean, it really depends if what do you mean by they don't know anything?
Like, I feel like a lot of people just think that, like, they misunderstand when I DTM, so they think it's like a job or something like that.
So I mean, yeah, MG1 basically MG0 for you tomorrow. You're gonna talk a lot of ugly fact, right? And basically you're gonna still drop the message, and DTM that person, and take away like how networking is, right? So if that person show a positive light, then we're like, oh, if I will see if my coach have any opportunity available, and then I will see and I will contact with you, and then you can go on to MG1. I need a lot more context in order for me to know where it is. But I mean, if it's an MG0, then it's basically gonna be a lot more about life, a lot of experience, a lot of stories that you're gonna share between you two. I don't think business is gonna be a big factor playing in there, but it's gonna be more about you helping him changing to a whole new mindset.
Okay. And then my last question is, what if someone says, oh, like, I already knew this, or it's not something like, I get a lot where it's like, oh, I already knew this. Like, it's nothing new to me. How do you respond to that?
Oh, what part? What part are you getting?
Like, just in general, like financial freedom, and then like kind of like how we all came into the business was like financial freedom and not being tied down to a job, having more time, right? Buying back your life. And then they tell me, oh, I already knew this. Like, how do you respond to that? Because a lot of times when people say that to me, they just like aren't interested. Okay, slap them. I would do that. I really would. But
okay, so they know about that, right?
Yeah.
So do they plan to achieve it? Do they have a plan to get there? I mean, knowing about this is good, but first of all, I want to know, okay, first of all, are they really want to get there or not? They may, yeah, you may know it. I know it too. I know it since I was like 13 years old, but I didn't do anything because I don't know anybody who can guide me, right? And so I want to know their attitude too. Do they really looking for it? Because I mean, this book is the bestseller, the New York Times bestseller. I think a lot of people should know about this. If they do real estate, if they do stock, then they should know about financial freedom. Yeah, but the point here is that, do they have a vehicle to take them there? Do they have anybody can guide them there? If they don't, then you better change your attitude. If you don't change your attitude, then I'm not talking to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody wanna add on? Yes, I live with my family.
Just tell them, like, can you teach me how to build a business then? I'd love to learn from you. And then they'll shut up.
Vincent, you said that with such a hostile face.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to like their attitude, character on things, right? Like if you don't vibe with them, then there's no point trying to push them through the process, because I mean, you don't want to be partners with someone that's like that. So yeah, drop them.
I mean, I come there with a mentality that I'm giving an opportunity. So it's basically I'm holding $100 and giving out to anybody who need it. So I mean, if you have that mindset, then the way that you act with them is gonna be different. Yeah, but yeah. First of all, and that's second of all is that learn more about our business, right? Go up online, use the products, do everything so that you can be more proud of your business. because the reason why a lot of people kind of stuck in that, or they get nervous when somebody talk about that like that, it's because they're not confident about the business. They're not confident about what they're running. They don't know what they're running, right? If you know about our product, you try them, you use them, you share with them, and everybody talk good about that. You know about the credibility, you know about the history, you know all about the giant things, and you understand all of that. Then when they give you that objection, you would not be back down, right? Because you know what you have in hand. If they know something better, is that good for them? If they don't know anything, then yeah, you better change your attitude, or you're gonna change the person, right? Yeah. So anybody who gonna do phone call for the first time, go back and increase your belief in the business. Listen to a lot of cities, yeah, talk to upline a lot, read a lot of books here and there, so that you can increase your value. You can have more belief about the business. You are more proud about the business that you're in. Okay. William.
Okay, hello everyone. Sorry for the last minute question, but I have interesting case. Okay, I remember I told Joy already. So like yesterday, when I work in a restaurant, I take a 30-minute break. Then I just go out of the restaurant, do networking within 30 minutes. And I go to another store and I buy a cake. So just a tiny cake, and I eat it. And I saw that woman on the line. And this is the first time I DTM, like not a college student, but actually like a professional lady. So I'm feel quite scared, but I'm just do it anyway. And when the mindset is like it's different, like she tell me like she graduated with a master's degree, and then she looking for she just got the job like high school counselor, I think. And I said congratulations on your new job. And then I asked her about like her goal. And then she said to me, I want to be a superintendent. When I got a chance, I want to climb up the highest level. I want to be full power. She said to me, very strong voice. And it was, wow, that's very cool. Yeah. And I continue to ask her, oh, so you want to be superintendent, and then when you achieve superintendent, what is your next goal? And then I think that the moment that I asked her that, and then she said she seems to be stuck. She don't know how to answer it. And then I just share the ugly facts about the corporate job. Yeah. So then I tell her about the COVID cases, job loss, and a lot of competition. And then she started to also realize something. And then she said, never mind, that's her dream right now, superintendent. But she thanked me, thank a lot. You make me realize I have a backup plan. Yeah. And I'm going to tell her like my backup plan, but like at the end of my break, so I have to leave. But at least I think that I give some values to her, make she think more about life instead of like going just a normal life, Yeah. And
Nice. But why don't you get her contact?
yeah, I can because at that time I have to leave, because because it's over my break now. If I don't leave, my boss will kill me. So, but she yes, she also like want to get, but I live away. I don't think yes. So, but like she can like, do you have any like, for example, like if we talk to someone who actually like got like graduated and got a job, and then at least like we do like the same kind of stuff like I share you guys, is that okay? Or do you have any way, another way, or just keep doing the same talk, like just share the values, the okay facts out there, and then they if they realize that, and they will humble down and then listen to us. Yeah.
Mm, um, humble. Okay, so honestly, if I talk, usually if it's a guy, and
Mm,
if they know that they older than me, they usually think that um they're this and that. So I meet a lot of cases like that, and of course I share with them. I respect whatever they're doing. They're good in their career, and I share about my stories. Something. Uh, so I just realized, okay, that person it just have a lot more life experience. So a lot of time I will maybe just sit down and talk a little bit deeper with the person, because if they already been working for a long time, then they might see something that you don't see. You can talk, I would actually sit down and kind of dive deeper into how they experience it. Um, but if you still cannot find, they just love their job so much, then yeah, I mean, I can just share my stories as a backup plan. Yeah, I'm building this as a backup plan because this, because that. And humble down, it means a lot of things. Yeah, because I cannot expect them to, go down, because they good in their career, they know they're better than me, and I have no problem with that. So I mean, they know best in terms of, for example, Python, they know best, then okay, yeah, I give them the spotlight. But if anything that about the business, um then if so I will see, I will look at their attitude. If they're not willing to listen to me, then what's the point me continue, right? So it's not even about humble or anything, but it's about the respect they give me. If they don't give me respect, then what's the point of me moving forward? I think when Ali was here, I drove a gentleman, I think he's 70 something, um, white hair, fully white hair, to the banquet. Um, he very respectful. He respect Ali a lot. So I mean, yeah, and he, you know, a lot of his motivation is different from mine. Is different from me. I'm okay with that. So whatever they find in value, that they find it. But I mean, you can DTM those people, but I know about my market. I should know what am I focus on right now. Ali right now, since he's a diamond, he have a lot of time. That's why he can help different people, different ethnicity, different market. But right now, I'm very limited in time, and I'm very limited in experience. I never helped anybody go platinum before. Me myself is not even platinum, so I'm just I'm focused on the things that I know the best on. Yeah, I focus on the people that I can deal with, which is the range of 18 to 25, right? Yeah, I mean, even if you bring in a person that you cannot deal with it, but your coach can deal with it. I mean, one person is good, but if it's gonna be like 50 people in your team, then trust me, you're gonna go platinum or even beyond, and you don't learn anything. you're not a leader because you don't learn. Everything is your upline duty for you, right? So I mean, they can help you, but if they're gonna do everything for you, then it's basically it's their business. It's not your business. So you don't know how to duplicate it. You don't know how to replicate it. So I would choose a market that I can relate to. I can help them. Experience I'm experienced enough. Because if they too old, I mean, yeah, their career really matter. They're gonna buy a house, they're gonna buy a car, they're gonna have kids, they're gonna get think about getting married, all these kind of stuff. Which we don't which you don't have a lot of experience on dealing with them. So ranging from 18 to 25, I focus on that market more.
Okay, thank you, chị. That's very helpful to me as well. Yeah,
Cool. Good.
amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Any more question? That's all? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all, guys. Looks like we're gonna call it a night. If you have any questions, please raise your hand now, or else we're gonna end the Zoom meeting and you're gonna be left all alone. But yeah, big thanks to Khan for doing tonight's. Oh, there's Troy. Do I have a question?
Yeah,
Darren and Tracy can actually answer it for me because I have to leave. I have a conference to join right now. But Darren, Tracy, you have Vinny Papalado over here that you guys can all learn from. Very good. Cherry too. So please learn a lot from them. Okay, and I hope that I help you guys a lot. Okay. But yeah, I'll go now.
Thank you, Khan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
guys, I have a question that
Um,